We have here today is a walking tour of a Meyers Manx SR, number 63. In other words, a 63 out of 206 that were made, so I've been told. Meyers Manx just sold the body and then people did the rest. This one has a Corvair, 140 horse. This is made a battery case and stuff for it. And something you can't see is made a cross member and used the stock Corvair steering box. Alternative was a rack and pinion, but it's been expensive, $1,000. But the problem was it's kind of a specialty thing, and then, you know, like any aftermarket crap, it'd probably go out of business, and then you couldn't get parts for it. So I used the steering box, which was more work to put in. That rack and pinion probably been a little better. It had been custom made. This is the 140 horse engine, Corvair. Overhauled it, and I think I got everything working finally. It's got 4 carburetors, as you might notice, 2 on each side, and a very difficult to get fuel pump. I won't even go in. It took me months. 4-speed, and it's all seems to fire up and working pretty good now. And you see those mufflers and the exhaust system, that was like $800 bucks. Imagine that. But it's in there correct now. It probably won't fall off and stuff, you know. Redid all the suspension. Well, not quite all the suspension. All the rear. Front, I did part of it, not all of it. Some of the rubber bushings I haven't done there. It does have the new ball joints on the front and the top. Got scissors doors, which is kind of neat. Pretty well instrumented. Got amp on the left, tack. Stuart Warner, how do you like those? Those are kind of hard to come by. Stuart Warner field gauge. I bought a new oil pressure gauge, so it matched up with the rest of these. The old one wasn't any good. And got the cylinder head temperature working, and I got an oil temperature gauge also. Although that's the way it's set up. Back here is I got it going into the like the oil filter, but in a word, it sucks. It doesn't work. It doesn't get hot enough. It's not really oil temperature. Not sure how to do that. Still don't have the horn hooked up. Got some upholstery for it, but I'm a little nervous about putting it in here until I for sure keep the water out of the thing. So it's pretty much ready to go here. And closed doors. I got there's garage door springs actually, at least the way I did it, that counterbalance the doors. Otherwise it's a little difficult to get out. Still got to deal with doing some wipers. I think I mentioned before other times, don't ever throw anything away. These are that's the mechanism out of my old 73 van, and I think that will probably work here. The problem is exactly where do you drill the holes and stuff, and I could sure see screwing that up. So, and then having to drill a second set of holes because the wipers don't, you know, either go off the edge or something. You know, I mean, that looks like it's a potential for a problem there. Got all the wires in split tubing. Originally they were just kind of a real rat's nest. I think in a previous email I showed what that looked like. But close is relatively easy, and something that looks like that. How could you not fall in love with something that looks like that? It's got a lot of go. I mean, I haven't really got on it yet, but it really just touched the gas pedal and it just jumps with the 140 horse engine. It's got the Corvette rear suspension. The later Corvairs had that. They got the half shafts that is the upper suspension link, and I don't know if it's exactly. It might even been interchanged with the Corvette. I don't know. I have to look at my 65 Corvette. So it's pretty close to. I could drive it on the road now, actually, if I got licensed and somebody was silly enough to insure me. It's got new brakes and all that sort of thing. New master cylinder. Got hydraulic clutch, and as it turns out, the master cylinder is the same as like a 65 Chevy pickup. You know, so it was easy to come by and relatively cheap, actually. So it's a bunch of stuff left yet. There was a guy that sold T-tops that would go from here to here, and you know, kind of keep the weather out. But I got I saved his email address, but I emailed him and he doesn't have the courtesy to respond. So, but it doesn't bounce. So, but I don't. I'm kind of taking that as he still don't have them, unfortunately. So anyway, this is number 63 out of 206. Ready for action.